Dan St. John has always had a pinball game or two, but it was a chance encounter while attending a pinball convention with Creature from the Black Lagoon that he credits for starting his obsession.
Played the hell out of it that night and ended up buying one, and it just got me into pinball again, and I picked up a couple more games, and right around then was when the idea to move downtown happened, and then I basically bought the building to live upstairs, and then I had this extra retail space downstairs and said, you know what, might as well do something fun with it. The game collection was starting to snowball a little bit. I had them at work, I had them in the garage, and I said, you know what, I can make a nice little workshop in back to work on them. I can have a nice game room out front. Maybe people come in and play them. If they don't, I've got my own little man cave downstairs. I would have been fine with that. I really didn't know what to expect when they opened the doors for the first time. But believe it or not, there were people lined up waiting to come in. It's interesting. We get people from all the way from little kids who have to stand on a stool, who can barely reach the flipper buttons, to people considerably older than me, if you can believe that. Some of it for us is the nostalgia thing. We get people that walk by, see us on the street and come in and, oh, I haven't played pinball in 30 years, I'm going to do that. There's one game they remember playing as a kid, and they'll just make a beeline for that game and that era of games. A lot of people are shocked to find out that they still make pinball machines, and they're still cranking them out. The pinball industry has made quite a comeback in the last few years. We've gone from one manufacturer 5 years ago to, I believe there are 6 or 7 now, and they're turning out some spectacular games. We've got some classics, some that are just mainstays that I'll probably never sell, but a lot of them, if we can turn over maybe 6 or 8 or 10 games a year, it's enough to keep it fresh in here.
Main Street Amusements is now the largest public pinball collection in the state, thanks in part to Dan's meticulous maintenance and love of repairs, keeping the newer games in top condition and reviving the older games back to life.
It's funny, for somebody who owns 40 games, I don't play a lot of pinball. I think I get more enjoyment out of repairing them. It's almost it's a detective job. Particularly in older games, a lot of it is just wading through schematics and trying to figure out which little set of contacts might be a millimeter out of adjustment, or what little relay isn't closing quite right. I guess just the satisfaction of bringing one of those back to life.
Dan is known in the industry for his well-oiled machines. The reliable gameplay has attracted pinball leagues and professional tournaments, including the highly competitive Main Street Mayhem, which draws champion pinball players from across the country.
Each game is slightly different in how you should score and approach it. It really intrigued me. And they actually have game-specific tutorial videos that are done by previous world champions, and they'll walk you through how the game should be played. And then the bottom line is it's studying, it's knowing rules to games, and like what shots you should hit when, and what order you should attempt things on a game. And then you go to attempt what they did, and you realize there's a reason they're a world champion. And the coolest thing is that even though you are competing, I've never met a pinball player who won't help somebody else out too. It's a very friendly group of people that participate in the hobby.
It's just a fun thing. At least once a week somebody will come in here and shake my hand and say, thank you so much for opening this place. It gives a lot of people a fairly cheap entertainment outlet. You can come in here and drop $10 and be here for hours sometimes. Those old games are still a quarter. I mean, where else are you going to have fun for a quarter anymore?